Welcome to Stuck, Time to Improv. I'm Mary Scott with BusinessRiff, and I want startups to be wildly successful. So one of the best things people can do is not make the same mistakes everybody else makes. 67% of startups fail in the first 5 years, and I want you to be wildly successful. So let me tell you 3 of the top 10 mistakes startups make so that you can avoid them, make your own mistakes, and things that you'll learn from rather than the stupid things that everybody else has done before you. First thing to pay much attention to is you have to validate your idea. Just because you think it's the best thing since sliced bread doesn't necessarily mean it is. You might not have been the first person to come up with this idea. Somebody else may have it as well, or somebody else may have something close that you could collaborate with them or improve on it. So it's very, very important to validate your idea before you even decide to go into business. So ask people who know you, is this a good idea? What do you think about it? Get some feedback. And think about who your potential customers would be. Ask them, A, is this a good idea? Have you heard of this before? And B, this is the important one, how much would you be willing to pay for it? Because if you're not making money, you're not in business. So failing to validate your idea, that's like the top mistake startups make. So do your validation and then you will avoid that problem. Oh, and by the way, if you get an opportunity to present at 1 Million Cups, that's an event that happens every Wednesday at 9 a.m. all over the country. 1 Million Cups. It's an opportunity for startups, particularly early stage, to present to a room that doesn't know them. I call it a warm, fuzzy Shark Tank. So if you get the opportunity, that's a great place to validate an idea. One of the other mistakes startups make is they think they need to do it alone. You don't. And by the way, unless you're Da Vinci or some other Renaissance person, you don't have all the skill sets you need to have a successful business. And if you think about it, most hugely successful businesses have co-founders. There are 2 people. There's one who does the work, and then there's the song and dance person. So we can talk about Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs for Apple. So if you're the one who's come up with this fabulous idea, you need to find somebody with the skill sets to execute it. Or if you're the one who's done the execution, you need to collaborate with someone who can market the hell out of it for you. Co-founders have a much higher success rate than solopreneurs. So learning to delegate, learning to let other people do stuff for you is huge. All successful business owners know how to delegate. And the big thing they understand there is that just because you have one way of doing something doesn't mean there isn't another equally good way of doing it. So don't get into the habit of micromanaging. You'll drive people crazy and you won't be successful. So trying to do it alone is a big mistake. So don't do that. And a third big mistake startups make is they don't cover their legal bases. I knew a gal had a great line of cosmetic products. She had a little salon that was very popular, and she was manufacturing these great products for perfect skincare. And 18 months into her business, the health department showed up and shut her down because she didn't have the proper permits. Took her another year to get back on her feet. And if you don't cover your legal bases, understand whether or not you need permits, understand whether or not you need licenses, Figure out what kind of a company are you organizing? Is it an LLC, an S Corp? You need to talk to a lawyer and an accountant just to make sure that you've got those skill sets on your team. Cover your legal bases. Do you need intellectual property coverage? Do you need a trademark? How do you own your logo? If you design it in Canva, it may be owned by Canva, not you. So you need to cover those legal bases and protect yourself. I like to say that a marketing person helps you make money, an accountant helps you keep most of it, and the lawyer stops you from losing it. So those are 3 of the top mistakes that startups make. I hope you avoid them because I want you to go and fail in ways that you'll learn from so that you can actually be successful. So this is Mary Scott with BusinessRiff. You can download 10 top mistakes startups make at the link I'm going to put in the comments. And one of the best things you can do to be successful is to book a synergy call with me at businessriff.com. And join us again next time for Stuck Time to Improv.